Pardon us, everybody.
Hey,
It's Friday night.
absolutely.
We got lots to talk about. Smackdown. The Bloodline gets more interesting.
By the day,
More Money in the Bank qualifiers,
100%. God looks like our picks in there so far.
and uh, Grayson Waller attacks DIY.
Yeah,
That split's coming,
good.
and we'll talk Forbidden Door.
Let's talk Forbidden Door.
But first, let's go over to Andrew. What's going on, dude?
Oh, not much. It's Friday. It's exciting. SmackDown was mostly a real move along story mode for the Bloodline this week. Not and Money in the Bank qualifying. Not much else really going on the show. Looks like something's got bumped just for case of due to time limits, or they're doing a dark match right now.
Right. Well, so the original dark match was supposed to be Jey Uso versus Damian Priest for the world title.
Really
That was the original dark match that was
interesting.
advertised.
Okay.
But as I found out after the show, I was kind of scrolling through Twitter,
Yeah.
and Damian Priest had travel issues and couldn't get to New York City.
Really?
Yeah.
This day and
So
age, get out.
so the dark match included the Awesome Truth. That's all I know because of a video on Brian Gewirtz's Twitter.
Ah, fair enough. So,
Um, but you were talking about things getting scrapped.
yeah.
The reason why we say that is there was a segment towards the beginning of the night where the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly were seemingly the match was made,
Well,
but it never happened.
yeah, originally was supposed to be the Street Profits wanted the Bloodline, but Nick Aldis was doing none of that crap tonight, and they moved towards that. But Pretty Deadly comes out of nowhere. I guess they're back. Whoop de doo. Don't care for them at all. And well, they decided to challenge well, Street Profits decided to
Yes,
challenge them.
boy.
What?
Yes, boy.
Yeah, they're weird. Uh, so Street Profits decided they wanted to just challenge to beat up the Pretty Deadly. So they certainly made that match. But I
And then
guess,
it just never happened.
yeah, I guess it never ever happened. Or they're gonna save it for next week in Toronto.
I think they're just gonna do it next week. But
Probably more likely.
yeah,
Uh,
there was another segment towards the end of the night
yeah,
where DIY was being interviewed, and then Austin Theory comes in, and Gargano is trying to convince Theory like Waller's just keeps throwing you under the bus, like you gotta like get out ahead of this before he stabs you in the back. And pretty much right on cue, Grayson Waller jumps both of them.
yeah,
Um, which one of them ends up getting knocked into Theory, I
yeah.
believe,
hmm
and Theory pulls Waller away, and they kind of scurry.
Yeah.
So I think that match is next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Most likely, because it sure as hell won't be on Money in the Bank.
No, which our predictions for that will be on Monday's episode of
Yeah,
our
looking
Raw
forward to
review.
that. Looking forward to that.
Um, on the YouTube side, if things are looking better, sounding better, I
Yeah.
up I upgraded my camera and microphone this week.
And I upgraded
Andrew
my
upgraded his
microphone.
microphone.
Yeah. We're all good
Um,
here.
so let us know what you think about the sound quality, if it's different, if it's indifferent, if it's worse. That would be
Yeah.
nice to know.
Also, make sure if
Um,
you subscribe down below there,
and hit
we're
that
all
like button.
hit that like button. Enjoy it. It's a good thing for everybody. In fact, we
So
got a new one too.
Money in the Bank qualifying matches.
Yeah.
The first one was Tiffy Time,
There's Candice
Jade
LeRae, Jade
Jade
Cargill.
Cargill and Candice LeRae. I thought for
Yeah.
sure Jade was going to win this, but she was taken out by Nia Jax.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Our pick that we made a number of months ago, Tiffany Stratton, got me. I was very very nervous with Jade Cargill in there, just because it's not that I don't like Jade Cargill. I think she's fantastic. But we picked Tiffany Stratton to win Money in the Bank,
You
and
want a hot take?
let's take a hot take here.
Jade Cargill is already a big enough star that she doesn't need something like Money in the Bank to get a title shot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Although that match was it was a really good match.
Yeah.
Nia Jax came down as well as Bianca Belair. And I
Mm.
gotta say, Nia Jax, I know she's lost weight, but she's lost weight and she's looking quite good actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like she's
No,
looking very good.
Nia looks better than ever, and
Yeah.
she's been performing better than ever.
Yeah, I really
And
think
good for her.
I don't want to say I don't want to be a dick, but
So don't be a dick.
I'm not trying to be a dick though. Um, I think the weight that she was carrying before really played a factor in how
And you
she
know
was
what?
performing.
It probably did. And guess what? We're past that now. So
Yeah. So I mean, good for her. Kudos.
yep, that's it. And anyways, Tiff hit the prettiest moonsault ever on Candice LeRae,
Yeah, we all saw
picked up
that
the
one
win.
coming. Yeah, after Indy Hogwell also took out Jade Cargill.
Oh, sorry, I thought Nia took her out. My bad.
No, Indy Cargill took her out. Indy looks like Indy's starting to really embrace the whole bad villain side with Candice
Well,
LeRae.
we started seeing that on Raw leading up to the draft.
We did, but we're starting to see it more and more now. Like, it looks like they're going to be more of a heel take team, which is good. They they need something different.
I think they're fully solidified as a heel team now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to do the way like it was in NXT, then just turn him heel, leave Johnny where he is there,
Did
and
I know this is off track just a little bit,
yeah,
but speaking of Indy Hartwell,
yeah.
after the Wyatt Six debut
I saw the divorce
last
thing.
week,
I saw it.
okay, okay, I wasn't sure if we talked about it. I just thought it was
No,
funny.
I was very surprised. I'm surprised they actually even mentioned that. Like, I mean, I like continuity. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, Triple H is the king of continuity,
You know, he's doing quite well. And like, it's funny.
and the fact that these superstars or whatever wrestlers, they keep context they keep context for themselves as well
They do, which is
over
it's
social
good.
media.
It's really good. Uh,
And
I do want to say something about the Triple H era here. Now, I've seen a lot of posts recently of old Bret Hart clips of him saying stuff about Triple H. And I just want to go out there and say so now, as much as I like Bret Hart and I'm a Bret Hart fan and all
Bret
that,
Hart just complains all the
he
time
needs
now.
to stop. Like,
Yeah.
just stop, Bret. Like, nobody wants to hear. Look, clearly you were wrong. Clearly, clearly,
Hmm.
CM Punk made that pipe bomb years ago. He was
He was
wrong.
right.
What do you mean?
CM Punk was right about everything in that promo.
Well, no, about him taking over. Like, well, you mean part of me mentioned about Triple H, Stephanie taking over the company.
Yeah.
He was kind of wrong about that. I mean, as far as like how they're going to run it,
How they would have run it,
yeah,
yes.
that part, that's the part I mean he was wrong about.
But he was bang on about who was going to take over.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I don't think. Well, I
Anyways,
don't think
it
you.
doesn't
I don't
matter.
think you foresaw the TKO takeover. So
Yeah, but how could you foresee that in fucking
nobody saw that one.
2011?
No one saw that one. TKO wasn't even a
No,
thing yet.
nobody even thought the idea of WWE being sold was a thing until that night on Twitter where everyone thought that WWE was sold to the Saudis.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I remember that too.
That the stock plummeted by about 20%. It's horrible.
Anyways, just a very quick note before we get into the next Money in the Bank qualifier.
Yeah.
Hijack was released this week.
Yes, he
Well,
chose not.
not released. His contract was expired, and they just refused to negotiate with him,
Yeah,
according to Dijak.
yeah. Now that being said, makes no point. Makes no. There's no point.
He's gonna make a killing on the Indies.
He
Okay,
will. And to be honest,
he'll probably end up back in Ring of Honor,
his his um his work he did in NXT was great. So
especially when he went back to NXT.
yeah,
It's just like Balor.
his first run I didn't really like that too much, but his second run was I
Oh
liked a lot more.
no! Listen, his first run involved that killer match with Keith Lee.
Well, no,
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I didn't. I liked him better in the second run than I did in the
Oh
first.
yeah, me too. Me too.
No.
Once he shed that T-bar gimmick that he was saddled with
Well, so,
in the
so
pandemic.
So is Mia Yim, right? So who's now Misha?
Right.
She's doing much better now too.
Right. Exactly. Um, but yeah, so best of luck to Dijak. He's gonna make a
Absolutely.
killing. He's one of he's a really, really good talent. I was gonna say one of the best, but I mean, there's a lot of guys ahead of him.
Stick.
Um,
I'm sure he may be an AEW signing somewhere.
I don't even I think Tony Khan would be best served to use him strictly for Ring of Honor.
Tony Khan also might bring in Shane McMahon. Apparently, he's looking forward to he might want to work with Shane McMahon.
I heard
So
that,
yeah, I don't think
and
that's a
I don't care.
yeah. I hope that's not an actual thing.
Shane McMahon in 2024 is just not something that attracts me in the slightest.
No, not now. A couple of years ago when he first came back, yeah, not now. Let's get to
You say a
the
couple of years ago, but you realize you're talking about 2016, right?
well, whatever. A couple of years ago, who cares? Who cares?
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, where'd my life go? It's here.
Anyways, Santos, LA Knight, and
Logan
Logan
Paul.
Paul. Jalen Brunson shown in the crowd, New York Knicks player,
Yep,
shooting guard, I believe,
yep.
for your New York Knicks.
The New York Knickerbockers, who had a really good year.
And Logan Paul was accompanied to the ring by Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton, who is a mega WWE fan.
Yeah,
He is a
and
mega fan.
yeah, he was there last week actually in Indianapolis, or on Monday on Indianapolis, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Um, he's at like every show in Indy.
yeah.
But the fact he was able to come up to New York was really cool. It reminds me of when who was it? Was it the Miz that brought out Trey Young
Oh yeah,
a few years ago in New York?
yeah,
Was that the Miz
yeah,
that did
yeah. That
that?
was yeah. I think it was the Miz that did that. I
Okay.
mean, it's
It
it,
sounds
it's
it
it's
sounds
it's
like
whatever.
something the Miz would do.
It's whatever. I mean, you know what? Uh, I'm a little surprised with the result though of that Money Bank qualifier. I wasn't expecting LA Knight to win. I thought that was going to be more or less LA Knight setting up LA Knight versus Paul. I mean, it still kind of did.
I think you set up LA Knight Logan Paul at like Logan Paul's going to cost him Money in the Bank, and that's going to set up the SummerSlam match.
That's fine. I was a little surprised Escobar. I thought maybe Escobar might get in for that one.
No, but you don't hurt Escobar by him not taking the pin.
No, yeah, that's true.
Um, I mean, I'm sure they'll find something for Escobar to do in the meantime. But
I hope it stay the hell away from the LWO.
yeah,
Crap like that. Just stay away from it. Just stay away hard. Just
yeah,
go to another country,
I'm done. I'm
build
done
a
with it.
wall.
I'm done with it. But
Yeah.
moving on to the last Money in the Bank qualifier, which played into the first one.
Yeah.
It was Mishin,
No, no,
Naomi.
no. No, it was not. It was Naomi versus Blair
Oh,
Davenport
right,
versus
and
Indy
Indy
Hartwell.
Hartwell.
And I was very upset that Blair Davenport did not win.
Yeah, well, Blair Davenport was kind of just there.
I like Blair Davenport. I mean, let's be honest. I'm still saying it's gonna be Tiffany Stratton with that Money in the Bank contract,
Hmm.
and I'm thinking it's gonna be cashed in on Naya. I think if Naya wins that title off of Bailey, who knows?
Is that a match at Money in the Bank?
No, my
Okay.
Nia Jax is facing Bailey more than likely at SummerSlam.
Oh, is that like kind of the rumor going around?
Well, she's the queen of the ring. She automatically has a title
Oh,
shot.
oh my God. Yes. Jesus, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she automatically has a title shot. Hence the same thing with Gunther we saw on Raw, where Gunther says, "I don't care
Right,
who wins,
right,
you're facing me anyway."
right. And listen, I mean, I know it's not Raw, but whoever goes to SummerSlam, I think you're making a mistake if you don't crown Gunther at SummerSlam.
I kind of think you have to. I mean, maybe you don't.
Because you can crown him in Berlin if you
You
really
can,
want
yeah.
to.
That may be the more place they do it is Crown him in Berlin.
Because that Berlin show is what, like,
But it's like 3 weeks later.
is it? I thought
Yeah,
it was like the beginning of September.
it's like close to the. It's like the end of August.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So
Um, okay, whatever. Anyways, I don't want to get too off topic here.
that's fine.
Let's go to the kind of main overarching story of the night.
Yeah, this is
We kicked
Bloodline, Cody, and everybody else.
we kicked off the show with the Bloodline showing up and Solo Paul Heyman asked where Jacob Fatu was, and Solo said, kind of don't worry about it. And they went to the ring,
Yep.
and they got as far as the stage before another SUV pulled up right behind it, and it was Cody, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, and they come out, and it was on site.
Yeah.
They brawled all over MSG. We got a swanton off an equipment tower.
On the Tonga lower from Kevin
On
Owens.
who was still selling it in the main event segment.
Yeah.
I love that little bit of continuity there.
Yeah.
Um,
Randy Orton is feeding stuff to Tamatonga, just
yep.
feeding stuff.
And Cody was just feeding Solo.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, they eventually retreat. Security gets in the ring. We come back from break. Security still surrounding the ring.
Funniest RKO ever.
And then the security just got their asses kicked.
Funniest RKO ever.
I love when you just grab local indie guys,
yeah,
and use them as security,
well,
because they will take some of the funniest bumps you've ever seen.
You're not going to mention the Randy Orton as RKO.
What was even better was the crossroads.
Yeah, but the Randy RKO was like security guy comes in, starts telling everybody to leave.
The guard,
Randy looks at him. He's like, "What's that?"
Oh, that RKO. I
that was
thought you were talking about
hilarious.
the second one.
No, that was hilarious.
The second RKO he hit after the stunner, kind of reminiscent of how RVD used to take the RKO.
Yeah.
Like really high up. And then you had the dude that took the crossroads.
Landed on his head.
He landed right on top of his head and flopped right out of the ring.
Yeah.
So all this comes back. Everyone cuts a promo. Cody makes a very great point.
Yeah.
He said, we're in Madison Square Gardens. I should be defending my title against a worthy opponent, which caught a look for Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind down the road. Okay. Not at Money in the Bank, but keep that in mind.
I'm just saying.
Keep that in mind down the road.
I'm just saying it's a possibility too.
The direction is not Cody Orton at SummerSlam.
No, the direction is Cody Solo.
But after SummerSlam, I could see it.
Yeah.
But Cody makes a good point. He's like, instead, I'm fighting a war with the Bloodline, which I thought I finished at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then he basically just says to Solo that he's a fake ass tribal chief.
Yeah.
And eventually Nick Aldis brings up NYPD. They leave. They get in an SUV. They leave. They're done. Yeah. The next segment involving everybody is Heyman again asks Solo where Jacob Fatu is. Solo says he's listening to the wise man, and with the wise man saying he is too dangerous and he's not here.
Yeah. It's
which
wasn't the case at all.
No, which brings us to the main event segment.
Yeah.
Bloodline comes out, and Heyman's about to do his whole spiel, and Solo, a la Roman Reigns, does the
acknowledge me and
give me the mic. No, that's not even the best part yet.
Yeah.
That comes after this.
Yeah.
What they made Jacob Fatu look like the one of the biggest, baddest dudes on the planet with
That is
this
a
entrance.
that is a killer entrance. Like
I
just a
thought
killer
I
entrance.
thought I enjoyed Tama's entrance with
Yeah.
Tama's music.
Yeah.
Dude, Jacobs is next level.
Yeah. It's really good. I'm a big fan of that.
Jacobs is next level.
Yeah.
Anyways, we come back from commercial break. I noticed there's about 7 minutes left at this point,
Yeah.
and Solo,
This is where it gets really interesting here.
yeah, Solo goes Madison Square Gardens. Acknowledge me.
Yeah.
Lets the crowd go on for 45 seconds, a
Yeah.
minute. Then he says, Tama Tonga, step up.
Mhm.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah.
Tonga Loa, step up. Acknowledge me. My new enforcer, Jacob Fatu, step up. Acknowledge me.
I love what Jacob Fatu said. He's like, I love you. I
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just hilarious. Like
And
I'm a big
then
fan of Jacob Fatu.
and then he says, wise man, step up and acknowledge me. He wanted Heyman to put
Yeah.
um that special red lay
Yeah.
on Solo.
Well, at that point, Paul's losing it because Paul's trying to figure out where the hell he got it from and all those things. Like Paul's losing it.
Well,
Paul's like he
as
hasn't slept in fucking like weeks.
Paul looks like he hasn't slept all week, and
Yeah.
he hasn't shaved. And I was saying this to you off camera, um, that it's very reminiscent of last year when Roman took a hiatus, I believe, between um I believe it was between SummerSlam and the Royal Rumble,
He's gone for that long. That is a Survivor Series, probably.
or SummerSlam and Survivor Series.
Hmm.
And um and like Paul Heyman just looked significantly worse every week because of the shit that Jimmy and Solo were doing.
Yeah.
Um and then Heyman, he's trying to get it out, and he's like, "You are not my tribal chief."
Yeah. And
And
that's where Paul went wrong.
and Solo hit him with the spike. Jacob Fatu hit him with a diving headbutt. I thought at first it was going to be a splash, but no, he hit him with the diving headbutt.
Oh, yeah.
And then they pulled him out of the ring, cleared the announce table, and hit a shield triple power bomb through the announce table,
Hmm.
effectively writing off Paul Heyman until Roman Reigns comes back.
Yeah.
Now, there's somebody has to return at Money in the Bank. I don't think it's going to be Roman. He's dealing with the death of his father. But
It's possible.
I think that Jimmy might. I
It,
think Jimmy might come out and kind of take out whoever that fourth man is.
yeah.
Um,
Roman, I mean,
but I think
I'm not,
you've
I'm
seen the
not, I'm
last of
not, I'm
Heyman.
not familiar with Samoan culture.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how long mourning period is in Samoan culture. It could be a week for all I know. It could be 2 weeks for all I know. It could be a month. So,
Funerals,
well,
funerals take a lot to plan.
mm, yeah, especially one with this big too. So it could be. Oh, it all depends on what's going on. I know Roman has his sisters there. If you saw Roman's post on Twitter, so, but no, he may be at Money Bank. He may not be at Money Bank, but Jimmy might be there.
I think Jimmy coming back is the more likely scenario.
All depends on really when that funeral is.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, oh, they also did air a nice tribute package to Sika
They did. It
on
was a very lovely,
SmackDown.
lovely package too. Actually, it was quite nice. Actually,
Yeah, I would assume they found out Oh yeah, they found out Tuesday, didn't they?
Well, that's what happened was Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they didn't air anything Monday.
No.
But that's because it happened Tuesday.
Yeah.
But that's your weekly Doug being a dumbass.
No, that's all right. Everyone's going to be a dumbass once in a while.
But yeah, I really like where this is going.
Mhm. This
And
is this is setting up Survivor Series, literally Survivor Series.
this is all gonna culminate at Survivor Series.
Yeah, the whole thing, and probably
And
then some after. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting lead up to Survivor Series, but we're still a while away from that.
but
The
we
fact
gotta
that
get through SummerSlam, we gotta get through Berlin.
factor
We
Money in the
go
Bank's coming up too with what's going on with that match too. Somebody's gonna happen at Money in the Bank for sure.
with that
Um,
6 man. Oh
with that
yeah.
6 man for sure. Somebody's gonna happen for sure. I mean, there's gonna be probably lots of stuff that goes on at Money in the
You
Bank because that's gonna set Money in the Bank is going to set up literally Survivor Series. I'm sorry, SummerSlam.
and
Literally set it up.
here is kind of my fantasy booking of the week.
Sure.
Uh I would have Jimmy come back, neutralize Tongaloa,
Mhm.
but a debuting Zilla Fatu takes out Jimmy.
You know, we could also see though
And
the debut of Hikaleo
oh
because there's a
please
false
no.
because no, there that's pretty much a given that Hikaleo will be coming to WWE. It's just a
I
matter of
know.
when.
I know.
Money in the Bank sound like a very interesting time. Like you may get the return of Jimmy, but you also may get Jimmy getting stopped by Hikaleo.
Good. But I at the end of that match, I would have Solo pin Cody.
Yeah, in order for that, I don't think Cody or Owens wins that match. I think the Bloodline wins that match.
I think Bloodline wins the match, but I think that Jacob Jacob and Tom are going to do all the damage. You're going to get a debut or some sort of clusterfuck.
Well, it's 3-on-3, right? So who of the Bloodline's going to be there? Is it going to be is it going to be the Grills of Destiny? I shouldn't say that, but yes, Grills of Destiny
No.
and Jacob Fatu, or is it going to be solo Jacob Fatu and say Tamatana?
Oh no, Tongaloa will be in their corner.
Okay, you think Tongalo's going to be in the corner, not actually wrestling? I mean, you can go with any three you want. I mean, really, you could have Solo not wrestle in that match and then have Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu and Tamatanga are probably more likely in that match. The
I would
third
put Solo
one,
in that
the
match.
third one's probably either Solo or Tangaloa.
I would put Solo in that match,
Okay.
and I would have him pin Cody to set up SummerSlam. Keep in mind, there are only 3 people to pin Cody.
Yeah, he's probably going to pin Cody, but I don't think you also don't really need him to take the to pin Cody either. That's already probably
Actually,
established now as it
to be
is.
honest, there's only 3 people to beat Cody. Period.
Yeah, Roman.
Roman, Drew, and Brock.
Yeah,
You want a notch on Solo's belt? You feed Cody to him. I
fair
know
enough.
Cody's the champion, but Cody's going to get that win back at SummerSlam anyways,
Yeah,
because there's no way Solo's going to win the title.
no, I don't see that happening at all. The only person I see taking that title off there's two people I see taking that title off of Cody, and so
Cody's got to finish with the bloodline first.
yeah. Well, the only two people that are going to take the title off of Cody is going to be Roman or it's going to be Orton. One of those two will take it, and Roman's the more likely scenario, unless they want to
And
give Orton that title like a month.
yeah, I guess so. But all right, you want to just quickly go through Forbidden Door?
Let's go over Forbidden Door, which is this Sunday coming up, June 30th. Emily from Long Island, New York. Uh, Headlined by the Osprey versus Swerve.
Osprey wins the title.
You know what? After what happened on AEW, if you listen, guys, if you want to hear what happened,
I'm not even talking from like a I know what you're thinking
oh yeah,
because of logical wrestling booking.
Well, plus I also said on our the AEW for AEW Dynamite episode, guys, go check it out.
Yeah, and we actually had the audio version ready to go this week.
Yeah.
So, um, that all being said, I think they teased Osprey and MJF enough for All In, which remember, I mean that's at the end of August, but that's going to be their next show.
Mm-hmm.
I think Osprey beats Swerve, and Osprey's definitely a guy that can that beats like like yeah, Swerve. It's kind of a short reign, but if there's anyone that's going to beat Swerve, it's Osprey, who's still one of the hottest guys on the planet right now.
Yeah, it's hard not to say it's going to be Osprey, especially I said after my. You never know what direction they're going to go, but I know it's probably MGF versus Osprey at Wembley. That's probably a given.
Mm-hmm.
Whether the title's involved or not is up in the air, probably, but probably is. But you really want to have Osprey? Well, we'll get that later.
Well,
Brian Danielson versus Shingo Takagi.
any title on the line?
It is a men's Owen Hart Cup tournament first
Oh,
round
it's a
match.
Owen Hart
Yes.
tournament match.
Yeah.
Brian Daniels.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think Brian Daniel's going to
Next
win
question.
too. Remember, we're going with BD on that as well. Okay, the Elite, Young Bucks and Okada versus Anthony Anthony Bowens, Matt Castro of the Acclaimed, and Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of NJPW.
Elite.
You think Elite's going to win that?
Yes.
All right, we're going to Elite.
Okada, listen, okay, for those of you that don't watch a lot of Japanese wrestling, okay, Okada has had Tanahashi's number for like literally the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And
it was nice seeing him on TV though.
And I'm sorry, the Acclaimed is not beating the Young Bucks.
Not for the tag titles either, no.
No. Next question.
Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vacour.
Mercedes.
Yeah, I think this is what I mentioned on the AW review show. I think this is where Monet gets the title back, the New Japan Strong title. So
is she not already TBS champion?
She is. She's gonna hold both titles. It's title for title.
Although to be fair, yeah, yeah, Mercedes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see anyone else Mercedes winning that. Moxley versus Naito. I think this is where Naito takes the title back.
The rematch.
Yeah. It's Naito's first singles match since Forbidden Door started.
Do you want?
I love Moxley, but I think this is where Naito takes the title off.
That begs the question: do you want two major title changes on the same show?
Well, remember last year when we were there, they kind of went 1-1-1-1-1-1-1. They kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no titles changed hands at all.
No, there was actually there wasn't a title really on the line. MJF's was, but
and so was Sonata's.
The Sonata's, yeah.
But Sonata faced fucking Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
And MJF took on Tanahashi, who that dude either needs to get his hips replaced or like he needs to get out of the ring because he can't fucking go anymore.
Well, he's in a triple threat this week. He's in a trios match.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can hide the limited mobility of Hiroshi Tanahashi in a trios match.
Very true. I think Naito wins that though. Unless there's something else going on with New Japan and them. Well, isn't Dominion coming up too?
Dominion already passed. We're approaching the G1.
Okay.
The G1's coming up. You're not going to see another title match for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Probably till the G1 finale.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Naito wins.
I would not be surprised if Moxley wins either, because you can do another New Japan Strong show.
Yeah.
Like another New Japan Strong card,
mm-hmm.
and have and you can have uh Moxley drop it there.
Fair enough.
But I don't.
It's hard to say. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, to go back to the Mercedes one, I wouldn't be surprised if Stephanie Vaquer won, but it's kind of
I'm
hard to
just
say.
I just want like a younger guy to take the title from Mox. Okay, like Naito's had his time.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, fair enough.
I really like uh Yuta Tsuji.
Hmm.
I mean, we talk about Braun Breaker having the best spear in the business right
Yeah,
now. I think Yota Tsuji might be the runner-up in that category.
fair enough. So I got
Next.
you down for Mox. I'm taking Naito.
Yep.
I like both guys. I don't really care who wins, actually, to be
No,
honest with you,
me
but
neither.
I think I'll take Naito just for argument's sake. Uh, what I possibly I think may be the one of the probably match of the night, maybe Zack Sabre
Mhm.
Jr. versus Orange Cassidy.
Zack Sabre Jr. is winning that match.
I think so too. I don't think Orange Cassidy. I don't think Zach Orange Cassidy's going to do it all with it. I mean, I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be probably one of the best matches of the card for sure.
I think
Did you
like
did you happen to watch a little bit of AEW Dynamite and see Kyle O'Reilly versus Zack Sabre?
no, but I bet
Ooh,
that killed.
you should go watch it.
I will go out of my way to watch that.
Yeah, it was good. MJF versus Hekachiro. It's a singles match. MJF, I'm guessing it was that one. This is
MJF.
actually, yeah, this is New Japan and CMLL, basically, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, and Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb, because Jeff Cobb's on the team now, versus Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata.
Hook, Shibata, and Joe. I've been seeing what they've been doing. Okay,
Yeah.
lately,
Mhm.
and how both Hook and Shibata have adopted the nope spot.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Uh, And watching Shibata do it is my favorite thing ever in wrestling right now.
I don't think I've seen Shibata do it yet.
I saw him do it. I saw a clip of it, maybe Collision last week,
Oh yeah.
last weekend.
Yeah.
It was either, yeah, I think it was Collision last weekend. He did it. They had a match,
Yeah.
and Joe was like clapping in the corner, like good job, man. You're
It like I remember like when Hook did it in
yeah.
the tag match with Joe. Joe's just he's sitting there laughing. He's just laughing. He's like, nope.
Um,
I love that Samoa Joe thing.
but
It's
yeah,
just
no,
hilarious.
no, no. Give me Hook, Joe, and Shibata.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's the case too, but I think it's I'm gonna take um the learning tree on this one. I just think they're gonna do that to Jericho.
Oh yeah,
Um Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina for the AEW women's title match. Now we already talked about a title change already. You already talked about saying we can't have two. Well, there's three titles on title matches on this show.
well, no, there's like four, five.
Uh yeah, there's actually a few actually.
Yeah. So I don't think it makes sense to take the title off Tony Storm just yet, because I think that story finishes with Mariah May.
Yeah, I think Mariah May is the one that takes the title off it. I've actually mentioned that in the AEW show as well. So I think it's gonna be
Mhm.
Mariah May. Uh Kanoski Shikeska versus Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry versus Dante Martin versus Leo Rush versus El Phantasmo for the latter match of the vacant AEW TNT title.
Inosuke Takeshita.
Really?
I, I it's his time,
I
because
think this is
I
what
I I feel like they've been just spinning the tires with him ever since that uh ever since that um the Don Callis family finished up with the Elite last year.
yeah.
I think that um I think Takeshita has just been kind of spinning his tires.
Mm-hmm.
He had that really good match with Osprey at Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, great. He's been having good matches and he's been winning.
Mm-hmm.
Great, awesome. but like, let's elevate this dude because he is the complete fucking package.
I think this is where they crown Jack Perry. He's
I
part
will
of the
say,
elite. There, I think they want to
okay,
have hold all the titles.
okay, hold on. All right. I have a bone to pick with this one.
Go right ahead. Floor is yours.
If, you know, for as much as like AEW does like we're the alternative,
Yep.
if they crown fucking Jack Perry the TNT champion,
Mm-hmm.
they're no different than WWE doing the same shit where it's like one faction's kind of dominating and then like here comes another dude to win a mid card title. No. Takeshita is the dude. I think Takeshita
I'm not.
is
I'm not. I'm not disagreeing with you on it. I'm
no,
just
no.
saying.
I'm not saying you are, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of like fleshing out my opinion here.
Fair enough.
I think like in my mind, Takeshita is a bigger star than Jack Perry.
I don't think Jack Perry's that big of a star to begin with. I just think they're going to put the title on based on the fact that everyone else in that team has the title.
But that can start to you know, plant seeds of dissension there.
Yeah.
Like, oh Jack, you're not pulling your weight.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not. We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Um.
You got Perry, I got
Yep.
Takeshita. Go ahead.
LIJ versus Lucha Brothers with Mystico.
LIJ.
LIJ.
Yeah.
LIJ. Next match: Mariah May versus Saraya in a women's own heart tournament match.
Mariah May. I think Mariah May wins this Owen Hart Cup. And I know that the winner gets a title match at I believe it's All In.
Yeah, I think Mariah May is going to win that too.
And I think Mariah May like that, like I was just saying a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I think that's how you kind of close that book with Tony Storm's title run.
Yep.
And you close the book on that story with Mariah May and Tony Storm.
And our last match: Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe versus Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano.
The who's who cares? Okay. Give me Chris Statlander and whatever her name, Momo.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with too. I'm going Chris Statlander.
Only because like Chris just turned heel
I think Chris Statlander needs a good heel run here.
on
I
Willow
think,
like last month.
yeah, I think Chris Statlander needs a really good heel run
Well,
here.
I think you give her a win to just kind of establish it, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best course of action right there. Uh,
Okay.
that
So
was it.
that
That
does
is
it for
SmackDown. That was Forbidden Door preview slash prediction slash whatever you want to call that one.
Yep.
Take us out here, buddy.
All right. If you enjoy the kind of updated new tech version of the podcast, go ahead, hit subscribe.
We hope so.
Find us on Google Podcasts is ceasing to exist on July 29th.
There's be a lot of things cease to exist in July, like the LCBO on the 5th.
Yeah, they're going on strike for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they're opening up on the weekends. Not really a strike.
It's only because beer stores are open still, or
Yeah.
not beer store and grocery stores are still open, but people can't get the hard liquor. So like the really fiending alcoholics. Yeah.
It amazes me how we cater to the alcoholics nowadays.
Well, look, it's the only reason why the LCBO was not closed during COVID, but that's
I
that's
know.
another conversation for another
Oh,
time.
absolutely. Absolutely it is.
But go find us on YouTube, DA Wrestling Podcast. Go find us on Spotify, rate 5 stars, Podbean. Go ahead, shoot us a follow over there. Socials. DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X. He's a Purcell 1982 on Instagram, Android DA Sports on TikTok. Are you back to making TikToks yet? I haven't seen any.
I'm making pictures a lot lately. I will be doing a short very soon about what we recorded recently. And I'll be posting stuff on there. I started to get back more into it again, slowly and surely.
So go follow Andrew on TikTok. I'm DLines19 on Twitter. We'll catch you down the road.
In the words of Jerry Springer, take care of yourself and each other.